want a s'more? S'more what? No, you want a s'more? I haven't had anything yet. So how can I have some more of nothing? Shut up! You're killing me, Smalls.
Welcome to Miscellaneous Movies. I'm Paulie.
And I'm Drock.
We're not movie reviewers. We just want to talk about some movies.
There will be spoilers.
(1993) Sandlot. Scotty Smalls is the new kid in town, and all he wants is to make friends before summer. The town's best baseball player, Benny the Jet Rodriguez, takes him under his wing. During the summer, Scotty Smalls gets the Sandlot boys into a huge pickle when he hits a baseball signed by Babe Ruth into the Beast's backyard. No one wants to go over the fence for fear of being eaten. When Benny has a dream about Babe Ruth telling him to go over the fence to get the ball, he overcomes his fears and defeats the Beast. Benny becomes a legend in his town, and all the Sandlot boys lived happily ever after.
That was perfect.
I just realized I had you on the wrong thing. I had you on the
Wrong
wrong.
perfect.
It was, but I had you on the wrong music. I think it was perfect. Let's just go with it and then have video.
Wait, was there hold on, I don't.
No.
All right, it's out of
No, it was just called "Waiting for Emily."
Yeah, you were perfect. That was perfect, man.
Yeah, I think let's just go with it.
All
And
right.
that way,
I liked it.
Thanks,
I did
buddy.
too. Awesome.
This synopsis was courteous by IMDb's sadraham.h.something at gmail.com. So thank you.
All right.
You're welcome.
What is everyone's history with Sandlot?
Tell you what, man, Sandlot probably would be the #1 summer movie for me in the 90s, hands down. No one can ever top that movie. They also had the hottest girl, Wendy Peppercorn. She was my summer love every summer until I grew up and started liking better looking.
Motherfucker, she's still fine.
To this day, I'm actually wondering what type of punishment that he actually got from when he used the baseball, but in return, he got the baseball signed by all the Yankees from that year. That was very, very cool.
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw the movie like one time.
I've seen it off and on over the years, and it is always a fun one because that voice is actually one of the Wet Bandits, if I'm understanding it right, from Home Alone.
Really?
Hold on.
I believe that was Marv, wasn't it?
Yeah, Marv. Yeah,
That
Was that
does
really
help
Marv
out because
narrating?
the trivia later. Yeah.
it's one of those you've seen off and on throughout the years. It's always a fun one because you can open it no matter where you are in the movie, and you can just pick it up from there. I mean, it's quirky, it's zany, but as a kid, all those things seem bigger than they are. I mean, as a kid, I was afraid of some of the stupidest things that were the size of that little dog at the end. I mean, sorry, spoilers for anybody who's never seen Sandlot.
Oh, no worries about this is too old. Everybody's seen the damn
Exactly.
thing.
We're not talking about the Avengers now, okay? I haven't still seen that, so we're not going to talk about that. But, as far as the Sandlot, me and my friends kind of did something similar, but we actually did it with football. We would meet up about 3 times a week at a certain spot and play against the other neighborhood kids. And we just had an awesome time. And I actually can contribute a lot of our fun to that #1 summer movie in the 90s, hands down, far as if you were a kid.
Drock?
Yeah,
He was putting time out.
the same. I was. You guys don't want me to speak.
Relax, Marty. You have to check on these things. It's just everybody on your team has had some sort of problem in their past.
I enjoyed it. That's one of my favorite movies. We
So
actually
moving
kept that
on.
movie at a, what?
Wait a minute, Gerard. You were like 3 when Sandlot came out, weren't you?
I was 4, you old ass. Still had it, and I still had a thing for Wendy.
And actually, I just watched it a couple weeks ago, and James Earl Jones, he was phenomenal in that movie. Very, very phenomenal. I thought he was a big scary man in the beginning, and when they actually showed him towards the end of the movie, I was like, oh, James Earl Jones couldn't have played a better role for that.
I've got some real-time feedback. I got the narrators wrong. It is David Mickey Evans who's the narrator of Sandlot. Richard Dreyfuss is the narrator of Stand By Me.
Stand By Me, yeah.
And then Daniel Stern is the narrator of The Wonder Years. They all sound the same.
I thought that was Fred Savage, to be honest with you.
I forgot my microphone was off.
Really?
Fraz, are you on your stuff right now?
Yes.
Because when you said live, whatever, I was like, what?
Oh, no, I'm not on my stuff. I've meant that we're live for Cupcake and live for all of us.
Oh, okay. Cupcake says, I've watched this a few times. I was terrified of that dog when I was younger, but it's a fun repeat movie.
I agree, Cupcake.
Then you hear bong, bong, bong from Polly. Oh, yeah, microphone's on. Oh, hey.
Yeah. This thing, it has a really cool button, but it's loud as hell. So Sandlot kicks off the summer series for us. Yay, right?
Yay.
Yay!
Does anybody have any first remarks about, like, the movie? What parts of the movie they like? That kind of thing. Anything they want to talk about before we get into trivia and stuff?
The best part of the movie, hands down. If anybody disagrees with me, then you can do whatever. But when he faked out being drowned to get that kiss from Wendy Peppercorn, best shot of all.
Yes.
And I don't blame him. I would have done the same thing. And then, even though she seemed like she was mad when they were leaving, she actually gave him, a nice little, you're so adorable kind of look afterwards. So I give him props.
Well,
Yeah.
shit, they married.
Well, yeah, that's true. They did marry, didn't they? Oh my goodness.
Wait,
I
in
forgot
real
about
life?
No,
that. No, on the show.
I forgot that. The other thing I love is when they talk about the story of the beast and just how they're exaggerating all the things and the forever. I mean, that just is so kid-like.
So, Cupcake, what was your favorite part about the movie?
She says the quotes were epic. Or the quotes are epic. I grew up as a suburban rat. We used to have block parties, very similar to that. Now, we weren't really into baseball, but yeah, I mean, the movie really hits home of my childhood as well.
Yeah.
I just want to say, when Paulie was younger, he actually kind of looked like Fred Savage when he was a kid. I just want to put it out there.
Thanks.
I think he looked more like Red Skelton when he was a kid.
Oh.
That's creepy. Alright, let's get some trivia. The older and younger version of Benny are played by real-life brothers, Pablo Vittar and Mike Vittar.
Wow, I never knew that.
The vomit used in the ride scene was made from split pea soup, baked beans, oatmeal, and a little bit of water, and some movie gel.
Oh.
I wondered did they actually get in trouble for that?
No, check this out. So they used paint guns to discharge it, and they actually nailed a few people in real life by accident.
Ah,
Wow.
The chewing tobacco was made of beef jerky and licorice.
Ugh.
that sounds delicious.
Well, they actually have
We
that
talked-
jerky
we talked-
that actually it's made like chewing tobacco. They still have
It's
that.
turkey jerky.
Yeah, but there's no licorice in it. Most of the filming Most of the filming was shot in very hot weather. However, the filming of the pool scene, it was overcast and the water was 56 degrees. All the children were extremely cold and you can see them shivering in the movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
You
they're
definitely
all
see 'em
talking
shivering.
about how hot it is and shit, and you got Squints over there fucking chattering.
I mean, in their
I
defense,
can't
Yeah.
take it anymore!
no matter how hot it is, when you go swimming in a swimming pool, you jump in a pool, it's going to be cold as heck when you jump in there first. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You're the only bitch that shrivels up.
Only when it's cold.
Director David Mickey Evans had one clear instruction for Chauncey Leopard. He played,
Chauncey.
during the pool scene, when he kisses Wendy, keep your tongue in your mouth.
Oh, I would have screw that.
Keep your mouse in the house.
Keep your tongue in your mouth.
I wonder how old was actually Wendy Peppercorn in that movie?
She was probably 20.
61.
No,
I mean, there was
not
obviously
today.
a big difference in age. There was a big gap because they were all like 12 years old. So
Exactly. So does that mean she's a pedophile, kind of?
Maybe.
Oh. Well, how? No. In the film, Dennis Leary's character adores both Babe Ruth and the 1927 Yankees signed baseballs. But in real life, He's a fan of the Boston Red Sox and hates the Yankees.
Oh, yeah. Dennis Leary's
Wow.
a huge Boston Red Sox fan.
How much is that actual baseball worth? I wonder is the actual regular signed Babe Ruth is worth more, or Babe Ruth and the rest of the Yankees for that?
Mm. But I didn't write it in here, but it was kind of cool because they talk about in the movie the Negro teams. The hat that the one guy wears is an actual team name of the old school teams like that. And in
Negro
real
League.
Huh?
The Negro League.
Yeah. And in real life, contractual Babe Ruth and all that. I didn't know this, but like on the off seasons of baseball, a lot of the baseball players back then would actually go around and play all over the place in Cuba, New Jersey, and all other stuff, and actually play against many, many Negro teams that they had at the time. So Babe Ruth did do that a lot, and other baseball players did too. So there was a lot of integration that the history books never talked about. Isn't that kind of weird?
Yeah, that's kind of weird. And there were a lot of immigration, and also for a lot of the low paid player, they actually had regular jobs on the side because baseball wasn't paying enough.
Oh yeah, at that time there was no real money unless you were a
sustain the
superstar. Yeah.
Right, you had to literally be like Babe Ruth, and he probably made about $50,000 a year, which is great money for that time. Versus the average person would probably make about $1,000 for those days. So
Brandon Quinton Adams and Michael Vitar also played in the Mighty Ducks.
I never really got into the Mighty Ducks. So
James Earl Jones hates baseball in real life.
You couldn't tell in that movie.
I was looking up what a Babe Ruth baseball is on eBay. It's about $20,000.
That's it.
That's a lot though.
I'm thinking more like well over 100,000.
What's the most expensive signature right now?
Is it still Babe Ruth? I think.
Well, there's lots of people that command, lots of money. Joe DiMaggio, any of the greats,
Mickey Mantle, I think, still.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle. Some of them are worth more, some of them are worth less.
Yeah, but I know over the past 10 years, baseball memorabilia have declined, significantly.
According to Finance Online, George Washington's acts of Congress are worth $9.8 million. Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation, $3.7. John Lennon's Murderer signed LP is $525,000. Babe Ruth baseball is $388,000. Jimi Hendrix's contract, $200,000. Joe DiMaggio and Marilyn Monroe's baseball, $191,000. Albert Einstein's photo, $75,000. Jimmy Page's guitar, $73,000. Jesse James's photo, $52,000. And John F. Kennedy's newspaper, $39,000.
Hold on, Jesse James, you said 2,000?
Yeah, 52,000.
What about Lance Armstrong's golden nut?
That is worth more than that's worth an arm and a leg.
or a left nut.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I signed David Rodriguez's rookie baseball card from 1982, and it's now worth 18 cents. So
Oh, that sucks.
I have what's his name? The guy. What the fuck is his name?
Unsigned, it's worth 25 cents.
Wait, what? Signed, it's worth less?
Because I signed my name to it.
Oh, I had Jerry Maguire? No, what was his name? Who's the big baseball guy in St. Louis? The
Ralph Schwartz.
No, that did the home run.
Ozzie
derby.
Smith.
No.
Tom Brokaw.
No.
Mark McGuire.
Thank you. I have Mark McGuire's A's baseball card.
Alex Rodriguez.
When he
Willie
was
McGee.
Doing steroids.
Terry Pendleton.
Stop talking.
Stop talking.
When Ham is rolling the bases and all the kids are throwing their gloves at him, you can see Squints take a glove to the back of the head.
Chris Farley.
Stop talking. Come on, we're moving on.
Gwimp.
In which way, in the way which Smalls talks about what happened to him and his friends, is a clear reference to Stand By Me.
Nice!
This is the worst summer of our lives.
That was the summer
We saw
I
a dead body.
guy.
I think I've seen a photo of all of them recently when they were all adults now. They look totally different.
Oh,
It's like roided up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking huge. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go climb a tree, Thomas J?
Yeah, we're not going to talk about climbing trees, right, Paulie?
What? No, I don't care about that night.
What about you climbing trees?
It was a rough night with, what was it I was drinking? Just Jim Beam and, what was that?
He was drinking vodka and whiskey. He drank Jim Beam and he was drinking Ciroc. And before...
What? And like you come over to my house and you're like, I'm going to drink like one drink and that's it. That's
that was
all.
a long
Ever.
time ago when I...
Like, but I don't drink. I don't like
that
to
was
drink.
the old him.
Yeah, you get the rehab, Paulie.
The sissy pussified version of Polly.
No,
Oh, come on, Josh. You know me the longest out of everyone, and you've seen me drink.
He can hold his shit.
Yeah, he can hold all three of his drinks.
Fuck you. You remember that night? We talked about that before where I ended up in the street and by some car or something and it started raining and you guys had to throw me into a car?
Yeah, that was at Shotzi's.
Yeah, I remember
We
that.
called you for karaoke and like I had to go look for you and you were outside in the rain, sleeping.
I remember.
Like, it's okay. He's not coming. Just go on to the next.
I remember a time Paulie was on a roller coaster and he threw up on everybody.
Good segue back. Some network television prints omit a scene involving the local carnival and the kids' first time chewing tobacco.
I heard it was just, beef jerky and licorice.
Yeah. The ride the boys go on, the Trambant, where that whole throw-up scene is, was never introduced until 1963, so it never existed in the reality of that world.
Ugh.
But it exists through the power of Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, which is a whole different, power because, Hollywood just introduces whatever they want to into whatever they want to because that's what they do.
Oh yeah, did you see the what is it, the Galvatron or whatever when they first get there? That wasn't even there till that wasn't invented to the 85. What was that?
The Gravitron?
Yeah, the one that spins the bath around. Yeah. When Squints walks to the diving board, you can see underneath the diving board a new Sprint soda can. Or Sprite. A Sprite soda can. You can see it lying beneath the base of the diving board. Can't talk. Diving board. So yeah,
this
there
is
you
ridiculous. You guys are just messing up my childhood. I wanted to always think everything was real in there, but you guys just messed it up for me. I'm sorry.
Everything is real. It was real. It was really there.
Yeah, you didn't have the PF flyers?
I'm in tears right now. A lot of my childhood memories been crushed.
Speaking about the PF flyers and the Converse, those were especially brought in just for the movie, and after the movie was over with, they took them back.
Converse is like, thank you for using our shoes, now give them back.
Thank you for wearing magic Converse.
Goodbye now.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Goodbye now.
I bet Converse probably made a lot of money off of that movie.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing about the movie. It's really silly. But it actually did kind of freak me out a little bit. Probably because I was a child. But it was when they were watching the Wolfman in the movie theater. And then he was transforming. And then the beast just busts right through the fucking screen.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Oh, my goodness.
I don't know why. I was always like, oh, my God. Oh, my God. It happened.
I loved it. Excellent movie.
Yes.
Number one in my book.
I love it. I think it's a great movie. And like everybody was saying, it does. It takes you back to your childhood. It takes me back to mine.
Yeah, I think it was really fun. And it's one that I can watch forever. Forever.
The throw-up scene?
Did it have to do with tits?
No.
Beans, and
what
like,
the stuff was made of, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What, the preschool?
Okay, listen here, Granddad. If you want to keep on shoving age, then every show I'm going to go ahead and remind you how great your ass.
Sorry, Hugh Jackoff. I mean Hugh Jackman.
Goodbye.